Good afternoon and welcome to the Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV's presentation of Nantucket Whalers Athletics. We are coming to you live from the Nantucket High School baseball fields here on Bacchus Lane for another broadcast of our national pastime. The Nantucket Whalers varsity baseball team hosting the Monomoy Sharks in a Cape and Islands League game. I am Chris Morris, your voice of Whaler sports here on the NSC and NCTV. Happy to be hanging out with a phenomenal crew. The rain has held off and we are under tents and ready to go here. Of course, Frank Schott, the puppeteer in the truck, making it happen with Cam Christie along with Shaquan Francis on field camera. Sean Davis, of course, on the other field camera, hanging out with DC Collins here in the booth. We actually have a booth here, so even if it rains a little bit, we're going to be all set. So thanks very much for joining us here on the NSC and NCTV. Before we get to our game preview, I do want to take a moment and thank our founding underwriter for the sports here on the NSC, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation. They have made the children of Nantucket High School a priority to their philanthropic efforts and have continued those efforts with their support of our broadcast. The Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, proud supporters of Nantucket Whalers Athletics.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
You're watching Whalers Baseball on the NSC and NCTV. We'll be right back with the first pitch. Want to welcome you back to the Bacchus Lane fields here as the Whalers are taking the field here. They are 2-11 after a tough loss to Cape Tech on Monday. The first four games on the revamped schedule for this week. The 5-4 defeat saw the boys rally from a 4-1 deficit to tie it, ultimately losing another one-run decision. They're 2-4 on the season here in one-run games. Youth, unfortunately, reared its ugly face once again as a fielding misplay led to the winning run. But head coach Jack Pearson continues to teach his young teams through these tougher times, and they have improved throughout the season. As we know, baseball is a game of details and constant adjustments. One of those little mishaps or an extra base hit here and there can sometimes be the difference. And unfortunately for the Whalers team, those details have cost them 4 games. 2 of those, unfortunately, to that same Cape Tech team. But the bats are coming alive, especially at the top of the lineup. Eli McKeever continues to smack it around. He's hitting .410 at the leadoff spot. Henry Tejada, who had 3 hits against Tech, and Shea Dwyer also above 300. And Dwyer boasts a .488 on-base percentage, leading the Whalers, and also leads the Whalers with 7 RBIs, and he throws a heck of a good game on the mound. The Whalers will face a tough Monomoy team, 9-7 on the season, after a 13-3 loss to the Lighthouse Division leading St. John Paul team. Of course, we saw them not too far behind, and they are definitely loaded and ready to go into a nice, deep playoff run. But the Sharks put it to the Whalers in the first meeting with an 11-0 shutout off-island. I got a hunch this will be a little different team than they faced off-island, as Nantucket has increased its run production, especially in the latter part of the season, and hopefully that trend will continue here today as the Sharks will be playing a little bit of a pitch count game, just as Coach Pearson will be with these games, as they all kind of need to get played. We're glad the rain is held off for us here as well. And Monomoy currently ranked number 29 in the MIA D4 tournament as of this morning. So, of course, they are desperate for another win to keep their playoff bid and postseason bid alive here. Head coach Steve Porter sent their number 1, Finn Hyora, to the mound today. So it'll be a challenge for the Whalers. They counter with Hanson Dalton. And I'm going to turn it over to my partner in crime here today, DC Collins. He's going to go through the starting lineups And we got first pitch coming up here very shortly.
Thank you very much, Chris. First for Monomoy, 9-7 their record. As you mentioned, their coach, Steve Porter. They'll lead off with their pitcher, Finn Hyor. Batting second is Casey Hughes, the catcher. The second baseman batting third is Chase Robbins. The DH today for the Sharks, Trey Nunes. The third baseman is Sean Stevens. He is batting fifth. Batting sixth is Garrett Voss, the center fielder. Batting seventh is the first baseman, Owen Lavin. Batting eighth, Lincoln Sanford. He will be in left field. And the shortstop is Chase Yarlitz. He rounds out the lineup in the number 9 position today for Monomoy. And in right field will be Matt Hunt when the Sharks take the field in the bottom of the first inning. For Nantucket, we'll turn it over for Chris for the defensive alignment for the Whalers.
As we mentioned, Hanson Dalton on the mound today. Eli McKeever behind the plate. He calls a great game, has a good arm as well. And we mentioned his offensive prowess for the Whalers. Shea Dwyer on first base. Colby Lucas at second. Felix Abreu playing short for the unfortunately injured Ronald Del Rosario. Gomez twisted his ankle earlier today, so he will be out of the lineup. Henry Tejada rounds out the infield at third base. From right field to left, Alex Horton, Brock Beamish, Keegan Bedell in left. And here comes first pitch. Finn Hyor stepping in for the Sharks. Bedell to the plate, and we are underway. Strike one.
Home plate umpire today will be Sean Dombrowski, and on the bases will be Frank Graney from the MIAA.
Bedell, just a freshman, swing and a miss. Took a little bit off of that one, and Hyor was way out in front.
As Chris mentioned, the rain is holding off now, maybe a few spitting showers.
We've done our no rain dances and knocked on woods.
You can hear it in the background.
0-2 pitch hits Hyor. He lost it.
58 degrees right now. A little bit of a breeze. Shouldn't have much effect. Blowing towards third base. Cloudy, overcast skies. And as we mentioned, just a threat of rain showers as we move through this afternoon.
And the left-hander, Casey Hughes, he'll be catching, and a steal right off the bat as Hyor is standing up. Now has second base. He is a fantastic athlete in at least 2 sports. I've seen his name on the basketball roster as well, so a good athlete nonetheless. First pitch from Dalton. High ball one.
Well, we've seen it in the games that we broadcast here on the Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV, Chris. Opposing teams definitely like to run as soon as they get on first base.
Yeah. Actually 2-0, now 3-0 as that one goes low and inside. The left-hander Hughes.
Abreu, the shortstop for Nantucket, playing off the bag, and Lucas playing off the bag as well. So a sizable lead for Hyor for Monomoy out at second base.
And stepping off is Bedell.
Steve Porter, the head coach and the third base coach right now for Monomoy, alerting his runner to get back. Hyor dancing around off the bag at second.
3-0 and ball 4. So quickly the Sharks have 2 on. Nobody out here. We are just underway. First inning, top of the first inning. So we'll see if Coach Porter's got something going here with runners on first and second.
And fielders playing back for the double play ball for Nantucket.
And the other Chase Robbins to the plate. Double steal and nothing doing as both runners are standing up.
We mentioned the advantage the opposing team likes to play, and small ball can do it for you. And Monomoy right now, nobody out. Runners at second and third. You know, after this pitch, maybe McKeever stands up from behind the plate to have a talk with his pitcher. Calm down a little.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Run will score, but a good play. Throw back to third. And good base running by Robbins to get third base and an RBI ground out. And that's that small ball you were talking about. It's an easy run as the cleanup hitter.
Trey Nunes comes to the plate.
Right. And he smashes one to Colby Lucas, who cannot handle it, so another run will score. I'd have to say that's probably an RBI anyway.
So Hyor scored a moment ago. Hughes scores on the error by the second baseman, Lucas. And now runner at first base for Monomoy, but an early 2-0 lead. Still nobody out here in the top of the first inning. One out.
Actually, one out, the ground out. But More importantly, 2 runs in already. The 5th batter, Sean Stevens, batting from the right side, number 2. Good pitch, right on the corner.
So Nunes is the runner at first base for Monomoy. Iora scored and Hughes scored. Robbins was retired on the ground out, but did get an RBI on that play.
Right at us. Look out, DC. Thankfully, the
you.
fence was there. And we're in a field house.
I know how to skip. Yeah, I know how to skip rope too.
So 2 strikes on the batter.
Nunes with about a 5-step lead off the bag at first.
Ball 1 low. Again, they had Hyora with a 2-strike count and hit him, and then things kind of fell apart here as 2 runs have quickly come across the plate. Still in the first inning, 1 out. Runner stays put, and another hit batter with 2 strikes.
Oof. Tough break right there for Nantucket and Dalton. So
Looked
now
like he
that'll
was trying to pull the strings on it and just did not get enough of it.
So Nunes moves over to second base, and Stevens, who just got hit by the pitch, is the runner at first. Still only 1 out in the top of the first, and Monomoy threatening again with a 2-0 lead.
We'll see if they do another double steal here as the left-hander
Gareth Voss steps the plate.
Voss.
He's in center field today for the Sharks.
Nobody moving so far. High, ball 1. First pitch from Dalton, I mean.
Whalers playing back in the infield, looking for the double play ball.
They do have a force at any base. Dancing around is Abreu. Pitch swing and a miss. Strike 1. Evens the count at 1-1. Good fastball from Dalton there. Again, just a freshman, so he's got plenty of innings as a Whaler pitcher. Nice to get him some experience against a good team like this. Good pitch, low strike called right at the knees. 1-2 the count.
When you look at Dalton on the mound, it looks like he has that advantage because when he comes overhand, there's a little bit of a hitch in his throw. Trying to confuse the batter, and now he steps off, looking the runners back. But it's almost kind of like a slingshot, an overhand slingshot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see that from 3/4 of the way or sidearm pitchers. But there is a little hitch when he delivers it to the plate.
Dalton to the plate. Inside, again, almost hit the batter. He's already hit 2 here in the top of the first. Both with 2 strikes. So, again, the butterfly effect of that stuff is just crazy. Dalton to the plate, 2-2. Little pop fly to the shortstop. Abreu squeezes the infield fly rule there. As we see a few raindrops trickling down, but 2 outs now in the top of the first. Runner still on first and second. Monomoy's already gotten 2 across the plate.
That's a big out right there
Yeah.
for the pitcher, not letting it go out of the infield.
And Owen Lavin, who will be at first base, up to bat. Swinging a foul tip. Strike 1.
Nunes still the runner at second base, and Stevens still the runner at first for Monomoy.
A little surprised they haven't tried anything to get a couple more here quickly, but Lucas now sneaking over, covering second base. And Dalton will come to the plate. To third base, and an easy play for Henry Tejada, and the Whalers get out of the inning, but Monomoy scores 2 here, and we'll take a break here and bring you the home half of the first inning. Monomoy up 2-0.
Back out to Perry for 3. Good! Nice rebound by Jaquan Francis into Halleck again. Whalers streak ahead, 2-on-1 shot. Score! That got inside the post. The clear Whaler shot. Save! Paul Allen! Base 2-1. Puts it up from half court. Good! Justin Boyce! Front. Got it! score! The card chick was able to lift it up above LaBelle. Third dribble, pass. Quincy Sullivan with a good looking shot and hits, gets in and scores! Halleck denies again. Shot saved, Griffin Star. Into it. Aguilar, nice little fake. Runs up and puts it in. Streaks ahead, shot, score! Just like that, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Welcome back to Bacchus Lane. Eli McKeever, the leadoff hitter for the Whalers, in the box, and he rips the first pitch to third base. Good play. And quickly, one pitch, one out.
That's efficiency right there.
As Sean Stevens was in on the grass and able to field it cleanly and throw out McKeever with a couple of steps to go here. And Shea Dwyer batting in the second position. Again, they have a tall task here as Finn Hyora, the ace of the staff for Monomoy, but he's firing strikes, so the Whalers just got to put it in play here. And it'll be Henry Tejada, and if needed, Brock Beamish batting in the cleanup position for the Whalers. Nice play. Good hit, but right at the shortstop, Chase Yarlitz, who squeezes it for out number 2. So 3 pitches, 2 outs for the Whalers. But they're hitting the ball. I mean, they're putting it in play.
So you like it for Monomoy efficiency. So the hope for Nantucket is to maybe work the count, which they haven't done in the first 2 batters.
Breaking ball low to Tejada.
Or rain has picked up just a tiny bit here. You know, you're hoping for maybe an infield hit, maybe try to lay the bunt down.
Yeah.
See if you can get the ball a little wet, slip it around a little bit.
Good pitch, fastball for strike 1. 1-1 evens up the count. Already 2 outs here for the Whalers, down 2-0. Monomoy got 2 runs on some aggressive base running, and this one grounds to third base. Easy play, throw across the diamond for out number 3. So a quick inning for the Whalers here, as Monomoy will come to bat here in the top of the second, already up 2-0. Again, these guys are fighting for their playoff lives here at ranked number 29. If they dip somehow below that 36, as long as they keep a winning record, they'll at least have a play-in game. But, a team like Nantucket unfortunately won't help their rankings really with a losing record. But you got to win every game. You got to win.
Yeah, for the Whalers, just room for improvement right now.
Sure.
We talked about the close games that they've lost, the 1-1 games that they have lost, and really with an opportunity to play spoiler and possibly knock Monomoy out of the playoffs as they go down the road right here. You mentioned, though, that Finn Hyora was the number 1 pitcher, and boy, did he look like that at the top of the first inning. He just mowed down to the Whalers batters. So as I mentioned, when the Whalers come to bat in the bottom of the second, try a little something different.
Yeah.
Maybe a bunt, work the count a little bit, see if the strike zone is squeezed a little right now. Because with the 2-0 lead for Monomoy, that sets them in cruise control right now, even though we're only in the top of the second inning.
And again, all of the offense, I don't want to say all, but most of the Nantucket offense has come from that top half. So for them to go down 1-2-3 is definitely not what the doctor ordered. Lincoln Sanford stands in here. He'll bat in the 7. So 7, 8, 9 for Monomoy. As again, they kind of almost batted around there in the first, left a couple guys on, but did score 2 runs. Ball was low and to the shortstop. Tough play and no throw, as you might be able to. It'll be interesting who officially scores that, but that should have been a play.
Right. He
Abreu
bobbled it a
was
bit.
there.
Abreu bobbled it a bit, had an opportunity, though, to pick it back up, but I think because of the wet infield, he slipped picking it up with his bare hand and wasn't able to fire to first. So
We'll
another
call it
leadoff
E6.
runner first.
We'll call it E6. As the other Chase Yarlitz, who was able to squeeze a line drive for a first out. And Sanford takes a good lead, another step, and will hold. There's a little bunt. Play's going to be at first. Dalton fires, got him. So good play to get the runner out at first. Advancing along, good bunt. And back to the top of the lineup, Finn Hyora, who scored one of those runs as he was down 0-2 and got hit by the pitch. And eventually stole a couple of bases and was able to score on the fielder's choice. First pitch, down low, good stop by McIver.
Sanford with a pretty good lead at second base right now. And that last play by Yarlitz, 1-3 on the sacrifice. So Yarlitz was out, and that allowed Sanford to go to second, and now a timeout on the mound.
A teaching opportunity here as
I think they're talking about the bunt attempt, and there wasn't much communication between Dalton, the pitcher, and McIver, the catcher, as to who was actually going to field it.
Yeah.
Depending upon where the bunt was placed. And it was almost halfway between the rubber and the plate. So it's really anybody's ball, but they want to see
just a great bunt, yeah.
Yeah, who has the better
angle. It almost
angle.
looked like he was talking about his leg kick, though, in holding runners at second as well.
Could be.
Either way, a quick conversation from the coach. And the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss.
You know, we've also seen it in a few games here with the MIAA umpires where they'll say to the coaches, hey, he's got a hit step. That's a ball.
If he does that again,
right. So that gives the opportunity for the coach to come out and reinforce and say, hey, don't do this.
That's the high school athletic part, which is good.
That could be it right there, because that's one of the very few times he has stepped off before.
Right.
Dalton has stepped off, but he hasn't thrown to any of the bases.
He's looked back there while he's delivering, too, which is generally a no-no.
Just a distraction sometimes.
Yeah. Ground ball to the shortstop and through the wickets. That'll score a run. And the runner will go to second as well. So almost should have been cut off there. That was going to be a tough play. But another fielding error by Abreu. And it leads to the third Monomoy run here.
Hyora with the RBI right there after he was hit by a pitch and scored in the first inning. So Hughes now the batter. And Monomoy with an opportunity here to give himself some more distance between them and Nantucket.
I got a hunch Hyora's on his horse here. First pitch from Dalton is just high, ball 1.
You know, we mentioned it before the first pitch, but it doesn't help Nantucket that Ronald Del Rosario Gomez is out for today's game because of a twisted ankle that he suffered before practice today.
Dalton with the offering, a little looper into left field, and unable to make the play is Bedell. Run will score again off to second base. Again, got to give him a double on that one. That was a tough play out there. Bedell unable to scoop it off the grass. So an opposite field hit for Casey Hughes, who is now on second base, and Monomoy has stretched the lead to 4-0 here in the top of the second.
Yeah, Bedell had a good beat on it, dove for it, but it landed about 2 feet in front of him. Did a good job to knock it down, though, and keep it in front of him.
Inside for ball 1.
Robbins today in the first inning grounded out to short.
Scoring a run.
Dalton working from the stretch, the pitcher for Nantucket.
1-0 offering, belted to center field. All the way to just short of the track. Brock Bemis squeezes it. Runner advances to third. That was a good ride there.
Beamish did a good job of tracking that down. Yeah, it looked solid off the bat, like it was going a little bit further. Maybe the wind, maybe the rain knocked it down a little bit. But you can tell Monomoy right here placing the ball all over the field.
Yeah.
They're reading Dalton's pitches very well so far early in this ball game.
Chase Robbins in the 3 spot, up to bat. Another good stop by McKeever as Hughes dances around on third base. So 1-0 the count.
Nunes, he reached on an error by the second baseman his first time up.
Ball outside and high.
Hughes still dancing around third base. Tejada, the third baseman for the Whalers, holding him on. Playing just a bit behind the bag and off the line.
2-0 the count. 2 outs for the Whalers here. And a ground ball just foul down the third baseline. Runs the count to 2-1.
Infielders playing back with 2 outs. An outfield at medium depth for Nantucket. Dalton's still working from the stretch.
Nunes reached on an error. Swings through that one. Good high fastball from Dalton. Evens the count at 2-2. So Monomoy scores 2 in the first. They've already got 2 here in the second. Just fouls that offering off from Dalton. Stays alive.
No strikeouts for Dalton yet, the pitcher for the Whalers. He came close a few times.
He's run a couple of batters to 2 strikes and then hit both of them.
Yeah, this would be huge right here, though, to get the third out on a strikeout.
2-2 offering. Outside and high as well. Runs the count full.
Sean Stevens waits on deck. He was also hit by a pitch with 2 strikes his last time up for Monomoy.
And the rain just teetering around. And that's lashed to right field. Horton on his horse. Gets to it to squeeze for out number 3. But the Sharks tack on 2 more. And the Whalers will come to bat here down 4-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Our next broadcast will be Thursday as we head back over to Vito Capizzo. Friday, to Vito Capizzo as the girls lacrosse team continues its run towards a state title. The current rankings have them at number 2, and they will host DY. And it'll also be our senior recognition game. And man, what a class of seniors. It is by far the most successful senior class for the girls lacrosse team for sure. And I'm going to just go ahead and say it, and across the board, this has been one of the golden eras of Whalers athletics. I mean, Whalers Nation, you just got to be proud of these kids. Every season has had a playoff run, a championship type run between volleyball in the fall, the great teams of Coach Vaselli, obviously the hockey, and basketball making playoffs. I mean, it has just been an incredible run for the last few years here, and we have been lucky to have tagged in at the exact right time here on the NSC and NCTV. But obviously, that girls led by Bailey Lower, All-American, Emerson Pekarchik, Sydney Moskrop, Claire Mizzarelli, just a phenomenal group of seniors that we will recognize on Friday. Just great people in addition to phenomenal athletes. Hope you can join us a bit early for the senior ceremony on Friday. Then Saturday, the boys lacrosse team hosts Shrewsbury, the first ever meeting of those 2 teams over at Vito Capizzo Stadium. The boys got a huge tilt today, by the way. They are taking on the number 7 team, so it's basically a playoff game off island, Abington Green Wave, who always just kind of, it's right up there with Sandwich as far as
Your favorites?
Just are our favorites, indeed. So we'll try and get some updates as we move along here in the game, but good luck goes out to the boys. Should be in action already. First pitch from Hiora, a ball to Brock Beamish, who made one of the putouts in center field. Beamish from the left side, just a sophomore, and he is the quarterback of the future. That one heads foul. And unable to make the play was Sanford over there in left field.
Just on this side of the fence. Again, Nantucket, Beamish is the cleanup hitter, so he's got a bit of power, but you'd also like to see him maybe lay down a bunt, because for Nantucket, ground out, line out, ground out. And they didn't really
in
work
about
the
6
count.
pitches.
Yeah, they didn't really work the count against Hiora their first time around in the bottom of the first inning. So maybe make them labor a little bit.
1-1 the count to Beamish. Fouls it off, strike 2.
At least if you lay down a bunt, you make them scramble off the mound.
Something.
Yep.
And again, Beamish very speedy on the base pass, so not a bad idea. And then third baseman Stevens playing well back. Breaking ball lashed into left field. Oh, great play by Robbins to rob, literally, Brock Beamish of a base hit.
Teammates coming over to congratulate him. Yeah,
nice
that was
play.
smoked, and he climbed the ladder to grab that, and Beamish hit it hard, but hit it right at somebody.
Welcome to top plays there, baby. That was a nice play by Chase Robbins. So it'll be Colby Lucas. Takes strike 1 right at the knees. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Whalers down 4-0. Sticks fouls it off for strike 2.
Lucas playing second base today. Again, we mentioned Nantucket had to do a little shuffling with their lineup and their defensive alignment with Ronald Del Rosario Gomez out for today's game.
Yeah. Breaking ball fools Lucas, and he goes down swinging for out number 2. And Hiora absolutely in command of his fastball and his breaking ball.
Hiora's first strikeout this afternoon.
It'll be Keegan Bedell stepping into plate, and he hits the first one right to Hiora. So another quick inning as the Whalers go down 1-2-3 once again. We'll take a break here on the NSC. We've played 2, and the Sharks have plated 4. They're up 4-0.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Want to welcome you back to the Bacchus Lane Fields here as the Sharks are at bat once again. Another quick inning by Finn Hiora, and they are already up 4-0. And number 2, Sean Stevens fouls one off. That's coming our way, buddy. Hold your hat. No, didn't hit us. It was right
Didn't hit any of the vehicles, right?
I didn't hear
Our
any
equipment's
dents.
good?
That's
Okay.
right. Strike 1 to Stevens. Swinging another foul off, so quickly 2 strikes.
That'll make the tennis courts as well. I believe the tennis matches, the boys' tennis matches for today, scheduled to take place behind us here at Bacchus Lane, were moved to Great Harbor Yacht Club.
Over at the Great Harbor Yacht Club,
On
yeah, they
clay.
got clay over there, so the rain doesn't really affect it quite as much. And another foul off. McKeever gives a look. This one goes right behind him. So still 0-2 count.
So
to
do you have
Stevens.
to have
He was
another?
hit by the pitch with 2 strikes, as DC mentioned last inning.
Do you have to have another set of sneakers to play on clay?
I doubt they have another set of
Okay.
sneakers. You and I might have another set, but I doubt the high school kids do. Low for ball 1 as the count runs to 1-2 here. Whalers down 4-0. 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings, and we'll see if Dalton can calm down here. And inside, just missed for ball 2. It looked like it was at the waist, but a little bit off the plate inside. So now 2-2 to Stevens. He had a couple of putouts in the first inning on third base. This one lifted to shortstop and squeezed in the infield by Abreu. So he's able to make that play, and 1 up, 1 down for Dalton as Gareth Voss comes to the plate.
He popped out to short his first time up. No strikeouts yet for Dalton on the mound for Nantucket so far.
But he is firing strikes. This is going to be a ground ball. Lucas should get a high hop. Flips it over to first base, and ooh, just in time. I'll tell you what. Voss hustling down the line made that one a much closer play as Lucas kind of nonchalantly got it over to first base.
He charged it in plenty of time, but I don't think he recognized the speed of Voss and sort of flipped it overhand to the first baseman and beat him by maybe a half a step. Close play at first, but Nantucket lucky to get the out.
Owen Lavin in the batter's box, swings through the first offering from Dalton as he's gotten the first 2 batters here in the top of the third. Sharks already up 4-0.
Lavin grounded into a force play to third his last time up.
Low ball 1-1 the count. And Dalton came in a relief appearance in the first game we broadcast. Did a nice job working out of a couple of jams. Ooh, just missing there. Count runs to 2-1. Took a little bit off of that one.
Might have been an inch or two inside.
Yeah. 2-1 the offering. Dalton quickly to the plate. Popped up. Abreu over near the foul line. Squeezes it for out number 3 in a 1-2-3 inning for Hanson Dalton. So good job by the Whalers pitcher to get the Sharks in order.
4 runs for Monomoy on 4 hits and no errors. And then for Nantucket, no runs, no hits. They have committed 2 errors, though. And Monomoy has left a total of 3 runners on base. So maybe Dalton's settling down a little bit. And maybe Nantucket can get the offense going here as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Finhayora will face Andrew Lavin. He'll be the DH today. Abreu and Alex Horton. The 3 due up for the Whalers, and they will flip the lineup. And McKeever, if they get somebody on base. Finhayora has faced 6 and gotten all 6.
And we mentioned
just 1 strikeout.
We mentioned McKeever, .410 batting average, which is pretty good for a leadoff hitter. Unfortunately for Nantucket, they haven't been able to capitalize with not many extra base hits this season. So that's why they haven't been scoring a plethora of runs. We've seen a lot of 1-run games, close games where Nantucket's been on the short end of the stick. So again, a learning experience, as you mentioned, the pregame, and as we mentioned our past couple of broadcasts here on the Nantucket Sports Connection. But they're learning, teaching moments. If they can hold tight with a team like this, just gives them confidence moving towards the end of the season into next season as well.
Absolutely. Just 2 seniors on the squad. Again, just 7 extra base hits, 1 home run. Shea Dwyer, the lone home run for Nantucket. Again, with this kind of a field, it's deep, it's cavernous. There's no doubt it's going to take a poke to get it out there. But, again, just 2 seniors, so a lot of youth and a lot of good experience for the Whalers here. Again, good baseball here in the Cape and Islands League, so they're facing quality opponents. Lavin takes strike 1.
I believe that is a relative of T.J. Lavin, who I played softball with here on Nantucket a couple of years ago, and it's got to be because of the batting stance. His father,
similar.
His relative, left-handed batter, sort of the John Kruk type hitter. Bat back on the shoulders, ready to swing for the fences.
Lavin. Fiora takes it off. Ooh, just missed there.
He did check his swing. They're going to appeal. Oh, they say he went around.
And he went around.
Ooh.
So strike 3, actually, as Lavin didn't look like he went all the way through. And Coach Pearson's going to take a little saunter down to home plate. And
no, here's the thing. I tell all the umpires when I go and grab their names for the game, and there's usually 2 of them, Hey, listen, we're only going to mention your name in the beginning of the game. Sean Dombrowski is the home plate umpire. The base umpire is Frank Graney. And usually if a batter goes around or close to a check swing, they check with the base umpire.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, the base umpire is down at the first base line
base.
for the left-handed hitter. So I don't, in my opinion, he doesn't have the best view as
No.
to see if the batter went all the way around across home plate. If he was at third base side, maybe. So that's the
I believe
discussion.
Coach Pearson is in agreement with
discussion,
you.
not an
that it
argument,
should have
just
been-
a discussion.
Should have been the home plate's call on that one, especially because it didn't look like, from our point of view, which is a perfect point of view, which is Coach Pearson's view, that it did not go through with a full swing. Nonetheless, a strikeout victim, that's number 2, and Abreu stands in and fouls off the first pitch from Hyora.
That was an off-speed pitch that really fooled Abreu. Had almost a hitch in his swing and lucky to make contact with that. Fouled it back to the screen.
0-1 the count, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Wrap to third base. Actually makes it all the way to shortstop. Long throw in time. Good play from Chase Yarlitz. And the infield so far for Monomoy has been the difference. Great play by Chase Robbins and a deep throw from Yarlitz. And he had plenty of arm and got Abreu by a step.
Had to go deep in the hole for that one, but composed himself and set up for a great throw all the way across the diamond.
And some deliberation here as
I think they're going to say
perhaps he was off the bag.
Yep. That Owen Lavin, the first baseman, got pulled off the bag with the throw, and that
Because
Abreu should be safe.
Abreu is got the helmet back on.
It was a heck of a play no matter what, but the difference between a base runner, that would be Nantucket's first base runner this
And
afternoon.
they give him the base hit. Good hustle by Abreu. And despite a good play from Yarlitz, Lavin came off the bag. So make it 1 out now with a man on first. Hyora faces his first base runner and Horton at the plate.
And 1 base hit so far for Nantucket. Infielder Abreu with the speed, beat it out.
Alex Horton playing right field. He had to put out last half of the inning. Hyora to the plate, fouled off for strike 2.
There is activity. Keegan Bedell warming up the left-hander in the bullpen for Nantucket down the first base line.
Yeah, it's going to be some pitch count stuff for the Whalers. They've got 2 games on Saturday and another one on Friday, so you can only go. That is a straight up into the air. Third baseman squeezes it right on the line. Sean Stevens for out number 2. And the runner will stay put on first base. So back to the top of the lineup. Here's McKeever. He swung at the first offering from Hyora and was a ground out victim. Yarlitz easily throwing him out.
Abreu dancing around at first base. Not really a threat to steal with 2 outs.
Swing and a miss. McKeever swings through that fastball in good location, nice and low right at the knees from Hyora. 0-1. Just outside for ball 1.
Even with the runner on base, though, Hyora getting the ball back and speeding it up, ready to deliver to the plate once again.
2 down, 4-0 our score. Monomoy with the lead. Down to third base line. This is going to be a tough play. And in time for the out as McKeever hustled down the line. Stevens with a good throw. And the Whalers get a base runner on the infield hit, but unable to do anything with it as Hyora continues to pitch well. Just the 1 hit, a couple of strikeouts. And we will head to the 4th inning quickly here at the Bacchus Lane Fields, 4-0. And I'm going to give it over to DC Collins for the next couple innings here. He'll give you the play-by-play.
Thank you kindly, Chris Morris, and thanks to our crew.
We'll take a break here, actually, and bring you the top of the bottom of the 4th here in 1 second, right here on the NSC.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
Want to welcome you back to the Bacchus Fields here as the Sharks are up to bat here. Top of the fourth. 4-0 our score.
Got some
DC, we've got some changes.
Yeah, Keegan Bedell is now the new pitcher on the mound, the left-hander for Nantucket. First pitch was a strike. Next pitch up high for a ball. Out in right field now is Hanson Dalton, and Alex Horton is now in left field. As we mentioned, Ronald Del Rosario Gomez out with an injury today, not in the lineup for Nantucket. Lincoln Sanford is the batter. Ground ball out to short. Tough play. Abreu fields, fires.
Nice
Got
play.
him. Abreu with a good charge right there and a strong throw to first base. So Sanford is retired. And there's one away in the top of the fourth inning with Monomoy leading Nantucket by a score of 4-0. That putout goes 6-3.
Good charge, good throw. And again, Abreu normally plays third base, but familiar with shortstop when Del Rosario Gomez is on the mound.
Here's the number 9 batter from Monomoy.
Ooh, nice pitch.
Chase Yarlitz, the shortstop, left-handed batter. He grounded into a sacrifice 1-3 his last time up.
Bedell pulls the string on that one.
Next pitch, swing and a miss. Another good strong pitch by Bedell, and it's quickly 0-2. Finn Hyora, who's had a great game on the mound and at the plate, he waits on deck for Monomoy. They lead it 4-0. Nantucket with only one base hit in today's ball game. 0-2 pitch, high and tight for a ball, and it's 1-2. 4 runs on, let's count them up, 1, 2, only 3 hits for Monomoy.
Couple of hit batters,
An
couple
error
of
as
stolen
well.
base. Whoop,
Next pitch up high for a ball, and it's 2-2.
loses the strings on that one.
Bedell coming in relief of Dalton, who's now in right field for Nantucket. Monomoy fighting for a playoff spot right now. So the next pitch is high for a ball. So after going ahead 0-2, Bedell now runs the count full 3-2. Monomoy comes in 9-7. And on the verge, they are in the playoffs right now if the season would end today.
Yep.
The payoff pitch, that rolls up there by Dalton, so he loses the batter. Chase Yarlitz, the number 9 batter, to a walk, and that will turn over the lineup. And here's Finn Hyora for Monomoy. Hit by a pitch, stole a couple of bases, had an RBI single, and he scored 2 runs for the Sharks.
And he is definitely their best athlete, or one of their best athletes. Again, a two-sport, multi-sport athlete for the Sharks. And he is certainly their number 1 as far as pitchers. Throw back, McKeever almost.
Pitch was low and inside, and McKeever popped up, threw it down to first base, but Yarlitz was back just in time.
Tough when you're walking the 9-hitter, though. That's never
After you're ahead in the count 0-2.
great. And
Next
off and
pitch.
running.
Runner
Good
goes.
throw.
Throw down
Good.
goes out into center field. And headed for third base is the runner. Yarlitz throw comes into third. And that is airmailed and hits the fence. Runner will stay put, though, as Yarlitz steals second and goes to third on the errant throw. And so now a runner just 90 feet away for the Sharks here with Hyora still at the plate.
Again, glad we had the fence there. That was coming towards us, baby.
Yeah. And
I had my hat ready.
We're in the shed, too. So Yarlitz now at third base. Hyora still the batter. The count
2-0.
1 ball and 1
1-0.
strike.
Well, 1-1. Excuse me.
Yarlitz with about a 4-step lead off the bag at third. Here's the next pitch.
Third
Grounded out
base.
to third, and a throw down to first base is in time.
Nice
The run
stretch
will
by
score.
Dwyer.
As Yarlitz comes across to score, Hyora is retired, though. He gets an RBI on the ground out. 5-3, but the score now, Monomoy 5 and Nantucket nothing with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. So they do get the out, but the run does score.
2 down now.
And Hyora has been responsible for almost all the runs, with a couple of RBIs and runs scored himself. So Casey Hughes, the left-handed batter, the catcher, now steps to the plate. Walked, stole a base, scored a run, and had an RBI double, and that was in the top of the second.
That breaking ball from Bedell is either aces or high. He just hasn't quite gotten it.
Well, a breaking ball that doesn't break, Chris, is just a ball.
That's right.
And he's seen a lot of those
right.
today.
2-0.
And the next pitch, this one smashed down to center field. Going back on it is Beamish, has a beat on it, and makes the catch. And that will retire the side as Hughes flies out to center field to end the top of the fourth inning. But Monomoy does score another run. 1 run on no hits. There was an error and a runner left on base. The end of 3.5 here at the Bacchus Lanes Field on Nantucket. It's now Monomoy 5 and Nantucket nothing. And we will keep it right here as we go to the bottom of the fourth. So, again, Bedell comes in, not in the best of situations. His team already down 4-0, only gives up 1 run. But Nantucket right now needs to get something going on offense. They had that lucky infield hit last inning, but bunt the ball.
Really, they had 2 hits. Lucas was, Robbins robbed the Whalers of a hit with that great play. But nonetheless, they need to put a couple of hits together, get something going here. And it's been the challenge all season. Offensively, they just, don't have that go-to guy. The top of the lineup's been doing most of the damage.
And Rosario Gomez, as we
missing.
harp on it, but he's one of the catalysts for Nantucket, both defensively and offensively. And when he's not in the lineup, you lose a little excitement there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he hits 3 for a reason. He hits third in the lineup for a reason. So
it'll be Shea Dwyer, Henry Tejada, and Brock Beamish for Nantucket.
2-3-4. Got to get something going here if we're gonna mount a little comeback.
Dwyer lined out to short. Tejada grounded out to third, and Beamish lined out to second on what we thought was going to be a gapper out into right center field. But a great play by the second baseman, Chase Robbins, to climb the ladder and rob him on that line drive. So here's Nantucket, as we mentioned, only 1 base hit. Dwyer will step to the plate, the first baseman for the Whalers. They trail 5-0, scheduled for 7. The rain has picked up a little bit here at the Bacchus Lane Fields on Nantucket. And the first pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Temperature in the upper 50s. Not much of a wind today, which we're thankful for.
Yeah.
And overcast and rainy skies. And could see a couple blobs of rain pop through before this game is over. Next one a little bit low for a ball. It's 2-0.
Yeah, again, I think Coach Porter said to Hayor, hey, let's speed up the delivery, get it going here, and let's try and get this thing in here. To third base, that's a fair ball.
And that one goes all the way down the line past Stevens, out into left field. Sanford coming over to field, holding at first base is Dwyer.
Oh, there's a misplay in the infield. Dwyer's going to make it to second.
So an error on one of the infielders on the throw in, and Dwyer is the first runner in scoring position for Nantucket. See if the Whalers can get something going on with Dwyer leading off at second base here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Perfectly placed ground ball down the third base line, hopped right over the bag, and Dwyer thought about second and then ended up going to second after the misplay at second base.
So here is Henry Tejada, the third baseman in the 3 slot for the Whalers. Right-handed batter fouls the first pitch back over the screen, and it's over 0-1. Dwyer, the runner at second base. See if Tejada has the courage maybe to lay down the bunt right here. Infielders are playing back for Monomoy, so a perfect opportunity to lay down the bunt. Next pitch, taken for a strike, right on the inside corner, and Tejada quickly in the hole, 0-2.
And again, down 5-0, I get it. Maybe you're not looking for 1 run, but I think you got to get it going somehow.
Beamish waits on deck. Here's the next pitch. This one hit in the air towards right field. Back on it and making the play is Hunt. No movement from the runner as Tejada flies out to right, and Dwyer has to hold for Nantucket at second base.
Not quite deep enough for Dwyer to tag up. Again, not the slightest, not the fastest guy on second base, but a smart base runner to say the least. But that's the kind of, if you're going to get it out, you hit it to right field.
Yeah,
so he did his job.
Hunt had a beat on it, and it was actually moving towards the infield too, so it would have been very tough for Dwyer to make it to third. Here's Beamish, left-handed batter. Next pitch, this one is chopped down the third base line. It is picked up by the pitcher.
Good play,
fires the first
Oh!
in time, and they get him. Runner moves to third. That's Dwyer. Beamish is retired. 1-3 on the putout. Nantucket doesn't like the call, but that'll make it 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
I don't like the call either. It looked like he was safe from our vantage point. Tie goes to the runner. Any rule book I got.
Umpires didn't see it that way, so
Yep.
out number 2, but Dwyer does advance to third base for Nantucket.
So maybe a wild pitch, something here to get a runner home. Outside.
Here
Good
is
pitch.
Lucas, the second baseman, in the 5 slot today. He struck out swinging his first time up. He was totally confused by the pitches Hyora was throwing at him the first time up. Next pitch fouls this one back and out of play, and it's 0-2.
They call him Sticks over in the dugout. He got a piece of that one. Let's see if he can get one in play here, straighten it out, and get a runner home. Base
Dwyer
hit, it's a run.
with about a 5-step lead. Here's a ground ball right to first, easily picked up by Lavin, who will run over to first base and tag the bag. And the threat for Nantucket, well, it is over for now. So,
Thwarted.
yeah, Lucas grounds out, 3 unassisted. That's the 3rd out. Nantucket, though, does get another base hit. No runs, 1 hit. There was an error, and they strand a runner on first base at the end of 4 complete. Here on Nantucket, it's still Monomoy 5, and the Whalers nothing.
We're going to keep it here again. And again, if there's some connectivity issues we're having, we apologize. Obviously, we are out in the elements here, and,
Nobody wants to get
nothing's
electrocuted.
100%.
And we don't want to get electrocuted, too, but we are working on it.
As we noted, our next broadcast will be on Friday over at Vito Capizzo, as the girls lacrosse team will have their senior recognition game against DY, whom they handled very convincingly off island, as they have handled their business convincingly all season. They are undefeated, 15-0, and they are ranked number 2. Only Weston has a higher rating, as they have played Weston plays a very difficult schedule. Not to say that the Whalers don't play a difficult schedule, but they have, Weston definitely has a slew of Division I teams on their schedule, and they have just 2 losses on the season. They are 13-2, I believe. Again, the Whalers still undefeated, and they will look for win number 16 on Friday. Again, trying to see if we can get any updates on the boys off island, as they take on a very good playoff-bound Abington team. Abington ranked number 7. But we'll see if we can drum up some updates here as we continue along. Top of the 5th, McKeever throws down, and Keegan Bedell ready to work his second inning on the mound.
It'll be Chase Robbins, Trey Nunes, and Sean Stevens, 3, 4, and 5 batters to go up against Bedell. And as we speak to you, it's 7 minutes after 5 o'clock. A big blob is headed our way, Chris, on our radar. So we're going to have to squeeze this one in.
This one will do it. That popped straight up. Dwyer gives it a run, gives it a look, and will unable to make the play.
Good chase, but he might have been lost in the raindrops as well in foul territory. Lucky for Nantucket, it landed foul, so just strike 1 on that at bat.
We'll see the butterfly effect of this one. Hopefully Bedell can work around it, but Shea Dwyer definitely had a play on it.
Chase Robbins today, 0 for 2, grounded out to short and also flied out to center field. Count 0-1. Next pitch, high and outside for a ball, so it's 1-1. Trey Nunes waits on deck. Monomoy leading at 5-0 here as we are in the top of the 5th on Nantucket. Bedell in relief. The 1-1 pitch, and this one is grounded foul outside of third, so it's 1-2. Again, Monomoy 9-7 in the playoff hunt right now. Nantucket trying to play spoiler, as they have 2 wins this season.
I believe they were number 29 in the most recent MIA rankings released this morning.
The 1-2 pitch to Robbins, that is inside for a ball, so it's 2-2. The stories of this game, though, the starting pitcher for Monomoy, Finn Hyora, has just mowed down Nantucket batters and also responsible for 4 of the 5 runs for Monomoy. Next pitch inside for a ball, so it's 3-2. Hyora has scored 2 runs and had an RBI single back in the second.
And that has been the story of the season for Monomoy. He has accounted for a lot
Next,
both on the mound, and Dwyer will have another play.
and this time he makes the catch in fair territory right near the bag at first, and Robbins is retired on the pop out. So there's one down here in the top of the 5th inning. Trey Nunes now will be the batter, the DH in the cleanup spot. Left-handed batter reached on an error and also lined out to right field.
So fortunately for Nantucket, nothing comes about of that missed foul ball that Dwyer unfortunately was unable to squeeze. He gets another attempt.
A couple extra pitches for Bedell. His first delivery is in the dirt to Nunes, and it's 1-0. Sean Stevens waits on deck. As we mentioned, Nunes reached on an error and lined out to right. Bases empty, 1 out, top of the 5th. Monomoy with a 5-0 lead over Nantucket. Next pitch, ground ball foul just outside of first. That one was roped.
Lashed. That would have been extra base hits as Dwyer was playing a little bit off the bag there.
Nunes back in the box, the DH. And the next pitch, this one popped high in the air, shallow right field. Coming on is Dalton. Going back is Lucas, the second baseman, makes the catch on the outfield grass for out number 2. So Nunes is retired on the pop out to second.
I like how he had 2 hands there ready.
Yeah.
Good fundamentals there.
And good communications from his teammates, too. They were right there just in case it popped out.
So Keegan Bedell has definitely come in and settled down things here for the Whalers on the mound.
His pitch to Stevens. This one hit on a rope towards left field, and it goes all the way to the walls. It drops in. Stevens around first, heading for second, and he will try for third as the ball gets away from the infielders, and he is safe at third base. So a triple for Sean Stevens with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning, and Monomoy in business as they lead Nantucket 5-0 right now.
Just a well-hit ball, well-placed as well, rolled all the way, and that grass, a little wet grass, unfortunately didn't let the ball roll quite as much as they had a chance for a play at third, but a triple nonetheless. But doesn't matter, just get the batter.
2 outs, and yes, that's all they need is to get this out. As Stevens dances off of third base for Monomoy. 2 outs, top of the 5th, 5-0 Monomoy. The batter, Gareth Voss, another left-handed batter, the center fielder. He's popped out and grounded out to second today.
Good stop by McKeever, and there's a line drive.
This one falling, and it gets past the left fielder, Alex Horton. He'll fire in. Headed for second base, though, is Gareth Voss. Scoring is Stevens, so give Voss an RBI single. He moves to second on the throw, and with 2 outs in the top of the 5th, it's now Monomoy 6 and Nantucket 0. Tough play right there.
Yeah.
Again, the wet grass comes into play. Horton thought he had a beat on it, skipped over his glove, and it leads to another run. And Voss ends up at second base. Here's Owen Lavin.
Takes low ball 1.
He was forced out, or grounded into a forced play back in the first, and also popped out to short.
Still 2 outs for the Whalers.
Here's the next pitch.
Deal.
Runner goes, and this one is line foul down the third base line, and that'll reach the seats. There is a crowd here for Nantucket right behind home plate. Braving the elements, have their hoodies on, a couple of umbrellas
It's
up.
pleasant out. It's not cold. Fortunately, again, the wind
Amen.
makes all the difference today.
That's what it always
Or
does.
the lack
Nantucket,
thereof.
right?
Yeah,
The wind or the
exactly.
fog.
Steal attempt and a breaking ball. McKeever, good throw. Hits the batter, actually. Or hits the runner.
And it popped, almost looked like it popped out of Tejada's glove at the same time,
Yeah.
too. So bang, bang play, but it popped out of his glove. So now Voss, the runner, at third base. And Lavin still the batter.
2-1 the count.
Next pitch, this one popped foul, backing out of play, so the count evens at 2-2. Runner at third base is Voss for Monomoy. 2 outs, top of the 5th. They've got a 6-0 lead over Nantucket. Lavin the batter. Sanford waits on deck. Voss with about a 6-step lead off the bag at third. Tejada holds him on there. The 2-2
Breaking
pitch.
ball. Ooh, nubbed. Fair. Foul. Hit him.
I think it hit him in the batter's box,
Yeah.
fouled it off his foot. Shake it off a little bit. As the rain picks up a little bit more in intensity. Voss still the runner at third base.
2-2 the count.
Here's
Bedell
Bed-
quickly to the plate.
And that one goes outside for a ball. It's 3-2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the fifth, it'll be Bedell, Lavin, and Abreu, 6, 7, and 8 batters for Nantucket. The next pitch, low for a ball, and now the count full at 3-2. So Voss will be off on this pitch with 2 outs. Lavin at the plate, Bedell trying to wipe the moisture off his hand as the left-hander gets the ball back. And here is the payoff pitch. And this one is golfed foul, backing out of play. It's still 3-2.
They're running through some balls here today. Monomoy fouling off a lot of Whalers pitches.
The swamp of baseballs. It's got to be at least, this is what, at least 100 back there so far?
At least.
Another payoff pitch, here it is, and this one is hit in the air towards left field. Moving in on it is Horton, and he makes the catch for the third and final out. So Lavin is retired on the fly out to left, and that'll do it, the threat for Monomoy. But they do add another run here in the top of the fifth inning. They get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and they do leave a runner on base. And now at the end of 4.5 here on Nantucket, it is Monomoy 6 and Nantucket nothing. Bottom of the fifth inning coming your way in just a few moments here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection.
We'll keep it here again. Again, the rain is definitely activated as DC also plays weatherman on television. Don't we all out here? I mean, I'm just jealous of weathermen. They get it wrong every day and still have a job. Of course, on the radio, the legend that is Russ Murley.
He was calling for showers this afternoon.
He said rain developing is what it was.
And the way we look at it on our radars on our phones
it is
right
developed.
now.
It is fully developed. There's some yellow in there now, too.
We see some yellow and oranges headed right for Nantucket and right for the Bacchus Lane Field.
So we will do our best here to keep it. Again, I think 5 innings is a complete game.
Yes.
So that'll be the goal here for Hiora, is to try and get through the lineup as quickly as possible, and then, let things be what they are. But happy to have you along here on the NSC and NCTV as we complete our 4th game here of coverage of Whalers baseball. We have seen one of those 2 wins here.
You have. I wasn't a part of it, but I was watching it.
It was good.
And again, a learning
game.
experience.
Yeah.
And for Monomoy here today, we talked about 9-7, still in the playoff hunt. This is, if they can hold on, this will be a solid win for them.
Yeah.
But as far as the rankings and the ratings go, doesn't really help them, but still keeps them in playoff contention.
And through the wickets.
And that will be a base hit to start the bottom of the 5th inning for Keegan Bedell, who is now the pitcher for Nantucket. So he leads off the bottom of the 5th with a base hit to left. And Nantucket still trailing 6-0, but Andrew Lavin, the DH, has the opportunity to get things going once again for the Whalers.
We'll see if they get Bedell in motion here. And Whalers looking for their first run. Got a few hits now on Hiora as the rain continues to pick up.
Bedell grounded out his first time up, but gets the base hit, and Lavin now at the plate. He struck out swinging his first time up.
Takes strike 1.
Bedell with about a 4-step lead off the bag at first. Bottom of the 5th, runner at first base for the Whalers. Nobody out. They trail 6-0. Next pitch is low for a ball. Felix Abreu waits on deck. He reached on an infield single, a bang-bang play back in the bottom of the 3rd.
Good jump by Bedell.
Swing and a miss for a strike. So 2-1 the count. Everybody in the dugout up on their feet for the Whalers on the first base side. And the next pitch by Hiora. Inside corner for a strike.
And that is strike 3. It was actually 1 and 2.
And Lavin is another strikeout victim for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th. For Hiora, that is his 3rd strikeout this afternoon.
Yeah, just a little surprised that they aren't doing something, whether it's bunting or sacrificing or
Bedell taking
putting
off,
someone in action.
trying to steal second base right now. Abreu, as we mentioned, reached on an infield single back in the bottom of the 3rd. Pitches inside. Bedell still the runner at first base for the Whalers. 1 out. Bottom of the 5th, they trail Monomoy by a score of 6-0. Next pitch, this one is roped out into center field. Right there, though, to make the catch easily is Gareth Voss for the 2nd out. Bedell retreats back to first base. So Abreu gives it a ride, but lines out to center, and there's 2 away.
Probably the best hit ball for the Whalers, but unfortunately right at Gareth Voss.
So the number 9 batter is Alex Horton. Horton went from right field to left field once Nantucket changed pitchers. He is fouled out to third in his only plate appearance today. 2 outs. Hiora with the pitch. Inside for a ball.
And the rain getting a little aggressive here. I would be surprised if they do not pull the plug on this.
Monomoy just needs one more out.
Oh.
And a throw over to first.
Nearly
almost
got
in
it on the
time.
pickoff.
Bedell a little bit slow getting back to the bag, but slides in safely. Yeah, Monomoy needs one more out to make this an official game. Then the umpires can do what they please if they want to hold it off for a rain delay or call it. Inside for a ball. We know the last boat leaves here, 8 o'clock slow boat, so
Yep.
they can hold on to this for as long as a couple of hours. But with Monomoy in fully control. Runner goes. Pitch taken for a ball. Throw down to second.
Oh,
it's
God.
low, but they do get the runner on the bounce. Bedell slid a little bit short of the bag and is tagged out 2-6 on the putout, and that will retire the side
Casey
in the bottom
Hughes
of the
with
fifth.
a good throw. The throw beat him anyway, so it was going to be an aggressive slide, or it had to be a creative slide to get there. And the umpire with a aggressive out call there,
Frank Graney.
Graney getting into it out there at second base. But we'll see. The Whalers are coming out here.
Going to try to go to the top of the 6th inning. So the putout goes 2-6. Abreu is still left, or Horton rather, is still left at the plate if we do play a bottom of the 6th inning. But that retires the side. So for Nantucket, no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base as Bedell was thrown out trying to steal second. And we go to the top of the 6th. It's still a 6-0 lead for the Sharks over the Whalers here on Nantucket. And we continue to play on.
Yeah.
Nantucket's coming out in the field. Batters getting ready for Monomoy. Umpires, they weren't even talking in between innings. Sometimes they'll talk to each other, talk to the coaches.
No conversation at all. And
They want to plow through. And thank you to Nantucket High School for providing our shed, our shelter today.
Lovely
We
shelter.
got a tent for the cameras. We got Frank running around too, getting wet. But we certainly appreciate you staying with us here on NCTV, Nantucket Sports Connection, on YouTube, wherever you may be watching this afternoon. We know we got a couple of fans in Harwich watching us as well from the Monomoy Regional High School District. So thank you guys for watching us as well.
Absolutely.
And good luck to your team in the playoffs, to the Sharks.
We've seen a couple. Again, the St. John Paul Lions had a good conglomerate watching. And, again, that's a good-looking team. They did actually just defeat this Monomoy team in convincing fashion. So
Lincoln Sanford will step to the plate for Monomoy. They lead 6-0, top of the 6th. And once again with the play-by-play, here is Chris Morris. Sanford reached on an error, scored a run, and grounded out to short his last time up.
first pitch just low. And, again, it has just been a blast hanging out with you, DC. You have done this for a few more years than I have, but very fun. And I know you do a lot of work off island with the NFHS, and
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Kind of a
you're
surprise
welcome.
I was here this week.
yeah,
Had a few things to
Wine
take care
Fest,
of on
baby.
out of.
Got to get it going.
Send you guys a message like, yep, come on board. So I thank
Always
you
happy to have you.
for the lacrosse games, the basketball games in the winter, and the baseball games too. And hopefully we'll be able to follow a few teams in the playoff run in the MIAA playoffs at the end of this month and in June too.
Absolutely. Pitch from Bedell skips in, 2-2 now, the count.
So right now this game is under the umpire's discretion.
Yeah.
They can pause it at any time. And we saw
Yep.
Bedell sort of laboring there, ball slipping out of his hand.
Yep.
Monomoy with a 6-0 lead.
And his breaking ball has definitely been erratic, to say the least, and a wet ball doesn't help anything at all. Pulls the strings on that one as it rolls foul. Tejada grabs it.
You can hear the coach, Steve Porter, right in front of us at the third base line saying, hey, run that out. And he goes, I fouled it off my foot. So automatically a foul
right.
ball, and it might have hurt him a little bit if he tried to sprint down the first base.
2-2 pitch, just a bit high. Oh, actually, full count pitch, excuse me. And so drawing the walk is Sanford. Second time on base, Chase Harlot's the number 9 hitter, who's
I'll read the chicken scratch for you. He
0 for 2, technically 0 for 1 with a walk.
grounded into a sacrifice back to the pitcher, also walked and stole a base.
And we're going to
scored a
have
run.
some more changing here as the Whalers will bring in Felix Abreu to take over on the mound. And it'll be Bedell heading out to right field.
And we need somebody at shortstop. Let's see who that
Looks like
is.
Tejada flips over to short. And it'll be Dalton coming in to play third base. So Hanson Dalton, number 7 now at third base as Abreu continues his warm-ups. Again, pitch count's part of this equation for Coach Pearson as he's got 3 more games this week. 25 pitches. If you throw 25, you got to rest a day. If you throw 50, you got to rest 2. And if you throw over 75, which again, most pitchers aren't going to do in a 7-inning game unless you go complete games, then you got to rest 3 days. So there's a little bit of that strategy going on here, not necessarily anything that Bedell did or did not do. 6-0 is our score here, so the game not necessarily in the balance, but the rain is definitely picked up here and is solid, and will be solid here for a little bit as the radar just looks yellow.
Yeah. So the batter will be Chase Yarlitz, the shortstop.
Yarlitz takes strike. So first pitch from Abreu is a fastball for strike. Still a runner on first. That is Sanford, who drew a walk to lead things off here. That was the final at bat. Throw back. So the ball, pitch was high and outside for a ball as McKeever threw back behind the runner. Again, Abreu's going to have to take a look, and again, another good play. So 1-1 the count. Nobody out here, and we are into the 6th inning. Despite the rain, we've gotten lucky so far. And again, a bunt for a strike. Dwyer unable to squeeze it at first. McKeever another throw back behind. So 1-2 now the count.
Yeah, Yarlitz should bunt very late in that attempt, and the runner Sanford wasn't ready to go to second either.
So we'll see if Yarlitz is off. He is not. Ball high. 2-2 now the count. Sanford dances. Yeah. Again, high. Now the count full. So let's see if Abreu can get another strike here. Full count. Runner on first. 6-0 our score. Sharks up. Pitch hit into left field, and that is going to be squeezed for an out. Back to first. Trots Sanford, so 1 out now.
That'll turn over the Monomoy lineup, and here comes Finn Hyor, the starting pitcher, who's had a monster game.
Nice play by Alex Horton, who's stayed out in left field, started the game in right. Bedell now out in right field. And again, Dalton playing third now. Ball is high. Finn Hyor.
Hit by a pitch, stole a base, had an RBI singles. He scored 2 runs. Last time up, though, had a ground out to third, but had an RBI on that at bat.
He lashes it to third, and Dalton may turn 2. The turn by Lucas not in time as Hyor beat it out, so a fielder's choice. Good play by Dalton as that was a hot corner. Certainly a hot shot from Hyor. He was able to get the out at second.
Good job by Lucas, too, to come over at second base, hold the bag, and then get the throw off to first, even though it was
2
late.
outs now in the inning. And again, Hyor on his horse. He's up, standing up. McKeever, no chance. And again, Abreu's got to at least give a look. And Hyor is going to probably steal third as no one's paying attention to him. And he is off and running. And, ooh.
Close play. We're right in front of it. I think Hyor got his hand in.
May have with a good slide, but a good throw by McKeever made the play very close.
Third stolen base by Hyor alone today for Monomoy. And now he's 90 feet away from scoring another run.
But 2 outs now. And more importantly, 3-0 now the count. To Hughes, who bats in the second spot. He's played a good catcher. If 3-0 pitch is a strike,
Hughes is
3-1.
He's walked, scored a run, stole a base, doubled, had an RBI double, flied out to center his last time.
And that wind that has been avoiding us, picking up just a little bit in addition to the rain. And held up for the walk, so he draws a walk. 2-out walk, now first and third. And again, that's a dangerous spot. You could see the runner in motion at first. Hughes, and it'll be Chase Robbins, the number 3 hitter, playing second base up to bat. He takes ball 1 low.
Robbins is grounded out to short, flied out to center, and popped out to first. So 0 for 3 today in the number 3 spot for Monomoy.
Abreu working to his.
Trey Noons, the DH, waits on deck in the cleanup spot. 6-0 Monomoy, 2 outs, top of the 6th.
Ball gets by, and Fiera's on his horse. He will score on the pass ball there on McKeever.
Tough play for McKeever. We mentioned the rain is picked up, ball is wet,
Okay.
popped out of his glove.
So 3-0 the count. Now to Hughes. Runner at second now. Excuse Robbins. Hughes at second and outside for ball 4. So 2 straight walks now. Puts runners on first and second here. We're in the top of the 6th. Sharks have added another run and now lead 7-0.
And Abreu really struggling to get a grip on the ball. It's the 3rd walk he's given up this inning.
And honestly, I'm not sure why they're still playing baseball here.
Well, I think they're hoping for the 3rd and final out.
Yeah.
And then they may hold off to give Nantucket an opportunity in the bottom of the 6th inning, but it is a 6-0 game, or 7-0 game right now in favor of Monomoy.
Pitch is outside for ball 1. That's the 9th ball in a row.
Again, it's up to the umpire's discretion.
That one's lifted our way. McKeever giving it a run. Dalton's going to make a play and unable to squeeze it.
Popped right out of his glove as he was coming right towards the dugout on the third base side. Tough play.
But again, a play you got to make here.
We've seen a couple of those by the Nantucket defense, unfortunately, this
Second
afternoon.
foul ball they've missed. And we'll see what happens here. The butterfly effect of that miss. 1-1 the count. Runners on first and second. Pitch by Abreu is high, ball 2.
Noons today reached on an error, lined out to right, and also popped out to second. Robbins still the runner at second for the Sharks.
High for ball 3. 3-1 the count. Abreu needs to find the zone here. 3-1 offering. In there, fouled off. So the count runs full.
Big pitch coming here for Abreu. Needs to get this final strike or final out.
Again, runners not in motion here for Monomoy. Up 7-0. Here's the full count, and that runs low. And making a strong turn is Hughes, but he will hold at third base as McKeever was able to find it. But the bases are chocked full of Sharks.
4th walk given up this inning by Abreu. And bases loaded, as Chris said, with Sharks. 7-0 lead for Monomoy. 2 outs, top of the 6th.
Sean Stevens at bat. Strike 1 with a fastball.
Stevens today was hit by a pitch lined out to short and also had that triple down the left field line and scored a run.
High for ball 1. He has been consistently up in the zone with his fastball. So Abreu needs to bear down here as 3 runners on base. Fouled off coming our way.
Hughes,
So 1-2 now the count.
Hughes the runner at third for Monomoy, Robbins the runner at second, and Noons is the runner at first base for the Sharks. 7-0, they lead Nantucket, 2 outs, top of the 6th.
1-2. And the pitch from Abreu. Off speed. Going to be a ground out to shortstop. Flips to low. Beats the runner, actually. I thought he was going to flip it, but nonetheless, out number 3 in the top of the 6th. Monomoy leaves them loaded. They score 1 at the end of 6.5. Monomoy up 7-0. So we'll keep it here as, again, the rain continues, but seems to be brightening as far as the skies. So we'll see if that cell maybe passed through without, too much dumpage. And it'll be Hyoura once again on the mound, looking to finish things off here for the Sharks. He's pitched a beauty.
The
Whalers
yellow and
have-
orange, Chris, has moved towards Wawinit and out towards Great Point. There's still some green, though, so I think we're still going to get some rain, but not
Yeah.
as intense as it was the past few moments. So try to complete this game in the full 7 innings. But Nantucket needs to get something going. Down 7-0 here as we move to the bottom of the 6th.
And they have mustered just, the 2 hits?
2 hits. One of those was the bang-bang infield hit, and then the last one was a single to left field, and that came off the bat of Bedell last inning. The only other person was, only other
Dwyer.
batter was Abreu had the infield hit back in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And Dwyer's got a base
Dwyer's
hit.
got a base hit, too. I forgot. So 3 base hits for Nantucket. But that's not going to get it
Nope.
done. And
They need
if you
more.
can't plate any of them either, you still got a goose egg up in the runs category on the scoreboard.
And again, obviously, you got to tip your cap to Finn Hyoura. He has pitched a gem. And his infield, in particular, has helped him out quite a bit. Great play by Chase Robbins at second base. A couple of good stops by Yarlitz. And also Stevens at third base.
So Horton will lead off because the runner, Bedell, was thrown out to end the bottom of the 5th inning, the threat for Nantucket. So Horton, McKeever, and Dwyer, 9-1 and 2 batters for Nantucket, trailing 7-0 here to start the bottom of the 6th inning.
Horton takes low, ball 1. He's only been up once so far, and then flied out.
Fouled out to third base, yeah. Hyoura taking a little extra time cleaning up the ball on the mound now.
High for ball 2. Two and 0. Swing and a miss. Looked like ball 3, but the breaking ball from Hyoura finds the zone. Or strike 2, fastball. And the count evens at 2-2. Again, Hyoura, the ace of the staff for the Sharks, and he has looked the part. A piece and running out of room was Owen Lavin.
Gave a charge to it, but ran up against the fence there. But Hyoura still trying to overpower these Nantucket batters.
So the count remains at 2-2. Horton leading off here in the bottom of the 6th. Whalers down 7-0. Takes high, runs the count full. Let's see if he can maybe get a walk here and get back to the top of the lineup. They can get something going. Coming our way, baby. Out ahead of that pitch.
Did you ever catch a foul? I think I asked you
I
last time.
have. I was in a spring training game
Oh, that's right. Down in Florida.
down in Florida.
Yep.
We got a foul ball. And way out in front of that one, strike 3, swing and a miss. I brought my girls to Fenway for the first time, and 2 rows ahead of us, a guy caught a foul ball.
There'll be other opportunities.
There will be other opportunities.
And then they'll have the glove, and they'll protect Dad from getting hit with the line drive, right?
I had to toss my 4-year-old daughter Thea off my lap as the ball was coming up to us, and little excitement for sure. Of course, the guy didn't catch it.
Oh,
0-1 and a number slipping on the mound is Hyoura. Tough play for the third baseman, but able to make it. Stevens with another good play. So quickly, 2 outs, and Hyoura kind of hitched there as he is gingerly walking behind the mound and looking at his cleats.
Trying to clear the dirt out of his
Yeah.
cleats. And Nantucket, the Whalers don't have that spike strip
Nope.
that you see behind the mound. Hyoer, by the way, 4 strikeouts this afternoon on that one from Horton just a moment ago.
And Shea Dwyer, with 2 outs and the base is empty, comes to the plate. He's got one of the Whalers' 3 hits. Swing and a miss. Strike
Dwyer's
one.
lined out to short, and also, as Chris mentioned, he singled to left his last time up.
So 1 for 2. 0-1 offering. High ball 1. Good fastball. Good velocity on that one.
Tejada would be up next if Dwyer can reach base safely. Tejada, though, 0 for 2 today.
Outside, ball 2 actually. Right at the knees, but just a bit outside. Count now 2-1. Again, Monomoy up 7-0. Off-speed offering finds the zone for strike 2. 2-2 now the count to Shea Dwyer. And the pitch. Off speed, and again, Dwyer also out in front, and he strikes out as Hyoer works a 1-2-3-6. We'll head to the 7th here on the NSC and NCTV. Whalers find themselves down 7-0. Finn Hyoer pitching a doozy. And let's take a break here on the NSC and NCTV. We'll be back with the final inning here. Whalers down 7-0.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Welcome back to Bacchus Lane Fields. First pitch of the 7th inning. Didn't think we would get here, but Gareth Voss in the batter's box for the Sharks. He's got an RBI and is 0 for 2, or 1 for 3 actually on the day, with an RBI in the last inning. Abreu continues to pitch for the Whalers here, down 7-0. Outside, that's ball 3.
Pinch hitter waits on deck for Monomoy. That's Devlin Towers. Monomoy up 7-0 here in the top of the 7th.
He'll be batting for Owen Lavin. And strike, inside corner. So 3-1 the count. It'll be Voss,
Devlin Towers.
Devlin, and Sanford, the 3 due up for the Sharks. And Lucas is underneath it in short right field, and he will squeeze it for out number 1. So good job by Abreu working around that 3-0 count. And Towers will step to the plate. His first at bat again, pinch hitting for Owen Lavin. Abreu with the pitch. Just misses, ball 1.
Towers is senior. He's listed as a relief pitcher, so I wonder if he's going to come in
Oh, for Hyoer.
for Hyoer. We'll have to see. Right now, he's taking the spot of Owen Lavin, the first baseman.
Lash down the third base line. Fair ball. That's going to be extra base hit. Oh, no, he holds up at first. So Whalers do a good job getting it in. That was Alex Horton playing the line and playing shallow as well, but a solid base hit by the pinch hitter, Devlin Tower. And so he is at first base with one out. And it'll be Lincoln Sanford, the left fielder, who reached on an error, is ground out, and walked in his 3 plate appearances.
I'm laughing because Chris finally made it to all 3 categories, reading my chicken scratch.
Whoa, way high on the pitch, and that'll be a wild pitch from Abreu. Again, just has to be part of a wet baseball there.
So Towers goes down to second base on the wild pitch.
So 1-0.
Abreu struggling with control of the baseball. Remember, he walked 4 batters last inning.
Sanford looks low, ball 2.
And they are not holding Towers on tightly at second base, but a 7-0 lead for Monomoy.
Yeah.
I doubt he's running.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Abreu to run the count to 2-1.
And if we look ahead for Nantucket, bottom of the 7th, Tejada, Beamish, and Lucas, 3, 4, and 5 batters, combined 0 for 6 today.
Yeah, and that's not just not going to get it done. Again, you got to tip your cap to Haiora. He has pitched well, but the Whalers got to string some hits together. And 3-1 now the count. Abreu comes to the plate, and must have been 2-2. Excuse my French. So now full count. Sanford stays in there, runner on second, not on the move. Pitch is outside for ball 4, so yet another walk for the Sharks, and they are in business here in the 7th with runners on first and second, just 1 out.
And nobody warming up in the Nantucket bullpen right now.
It'll be Chase Yarlitz at the plate. Oh, actually 21, that's another pinch hitter for Monomoy.
That is Logan Miller at the plate.
Miller takes a ball outside.
Yarlitz had a sacrifice, a walk, scored a run, and flied out to left.
And pitch gets by McKeever, and both runners will advance. Not sure if I can call that a wild pitch, but ball was low. McKeever just didn't get his glove all the way down, and it skipped back to the backstop. So runners now on second and third with just 1 out. Another low pitch, and that's going to be a 3-0 to Yarlitz. Again, walking the 9-hitter. It'll be Logan Miller, the pinch hitter, And outside for ball 4, so Finn Haiora, who has been the hero not only on the mound but at the plate for the Sharks. Did you say he accounted for 5 of the 7 runs?
He's got
in one way, shape, or form?
Yeah, 3 runs scored himself and also an RBI for another run.
And Pearson will be going to another pitcher here, as Tejada will now come in to face Haiora. So they'll just switch positions. And again, I'm not sure as Henry Tejada has thrown a lot of pitches here, but he will come into the game with the bases juiced. 1 out.
You feel bad for Abreu pitching in these elements, but walking 6 batters in 1 1/3 innings, he's not going to get the job done.
Not going to get the job done.
Sort of just a mercy sacrifice right there.
Yeah.
To take him out and put Abreu in there, because Nantucket needs something to get these final 2 outs. And
yeah, all 3 runners, obviously, Abreu will be responsible for, but
started out good. Voss popped out to second to start this top of the 7th inning for Monomoy, but then a single, wild pitch, walk, another wild pitch, another walk, another wild pitch, and it just sort of fell apart for him here in the top of the 7th. And Monomoy with a 7-0 lead right now, 1 out top of the 7th, but they do have the bases loaded still. So Abreu will be charged with trying to get the final 2 outs for Nantucket. And then, as we mentioned, for the Whalers, 3, 4, and 5 batters due up in what could be their last at-bats in the bottom of the 7th inning. But those 3 batters, Tejada, Beamish, and Lucas, a combined 0 for 6 today.
And Finhiora has definitely pitched himself.
He'd be somebody to watch in the playoffs going forward. We mentioned Monomoy 9-7 in a playoff spot right now. But if they can use him, maneuver him in the playoffs to where he pitches every game or every other game, they could be in good shape.
And it is number 34. We don't even have that number at bat. A slow ground ball. Tags out the runner. Throws to first. Double play. Gets him out of the inning. We're going to have an argument about the first baseman coming off the bag, but the Whalers are trotting off. So a phenomenal play by Felix Abreu, comes off the mound and makes a great play to get him out of the inning, a double play. And again, you can argue it all you want, but you guys are up 7-0. Just,
It's 7-0, it's raining, and now it's getting cold.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is a 7-6 game or a 1-0 game.
Exactly.
It's, Monomoy has been firmly in control since the start of this. And
They scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and they were off and running.
And Nantucket does not give up a run there in that inning. So with all that
Exciting
going down,
play.
good play on defense. Umpires now communicating with each other. There's a Monomoy runner that got tagged out. He is still standing in between shortstop.
Yeah, I'm not sure
and
what
third
he's
base.
doing. There's clearly 3 outs, but maybe just trying to prove a point. Nonetheless, we'll move to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Whalers here. And they've got the 3, 4, 5 hitters up, so we'll see if they can get something going here.
Tejada today, the third baseman for Nantucket, grounded out to third and also flied out to right. Beamish due up next, lined out to second, grounded out to the pitcher, and then Lucas in the hole struck out and also grounded out to first base.
Beamish robbed of a base hit
Yep.
from a great play by Chase Robbins. Looked like it was going to drop in, and Robbins climbed the ladder and squeezed it. And it'll be Hiora on the mound.
Trying to go for the complete game.
Yeah.
Again, he's got 5 strikeouts today.
And he has gotten stronger as the game has progressed.
Has not hit a batter, has not walked a batter today, Chris, and has only given up 3 base hits.
Very good control. And he is the ace of their staff for a reason.
So as we mentioned, this team bound for the playoffs as of right now, 9-7 record. They'll play an away game probably to start unless they fall apart and have to play a playing game. But if you can, as I mentioned, maneuver it, maybe get a rain out, push an extra day. You mentioned the rest days. But if they can use him as much as possible, this team could go pretty far for Monomoy.
Again, it's a 1 game. It's not a 3-game series. It's a 1 game.
Right.
So you got your ace on the mound. You got yourself a chance. Tejada steps in. He did a good job. Again, did his job. Got 2 outs.
Yep.
1 pitch. He takes strike 1 to begin things here in the bottom half of the 7th. Again, Whalers down 7-0. Final at bat. Tejada swings, hits one into the hole. Going to be a tough play for Yarlitz. And he makes it. Good throw.
That's impressive. He went back on his back foot, but set himself and fired a rocket across the first base with Tejada. You know, we keep talking about Hiora and the pitch count, and you got to rest after a certain amount of pitches. He got all 3 Nantucket batters out in the bottom of the first inning on 6 pitches.
It may not have even been 6 pitches. Yeah, I just took it.
If he can be efficient like that in the playoffs, that's where Monomoy can use that to their advantage.
Absolutely, because you really do only get 1 day of rest before the next game. So we'll see. Beamish takes strike 1 and fouls that pitch off. So now quickly 0-2 as Hiora, again, has been ahead of the Nantucket batters all day. And Beamish able to put a ride into one, but again, Chase Robbins able to get up and grab it. 0-2 pitch, and again, puts a ride into it to right field, and squeezes it just short of the wall. Matt Hunt with his first put out, but Beamish put a ride into that breaking ball.
Yeah, got underneath it a bit, and Hunt had a beat on it, went over towards the line, Good distance on that one, but just not enough. Now Nantucket down to their final out with Kobe Lucas at the plate.
Iora inside, ball one.
Lucas 0 for 2 today, struck out swinging and grounded out to first. Part of 5 strikeouts for the pitcher Hyoer from Monomoy.
Lashes one. That's going to be a base hit to right field. Solid base hit for Colby Lucas, and the Whalers are still alive.
Now Lucas got underneath that one, drove it to left field. Got to feel good about that.
He looked foolish in his first at-bat, but he takes
Yeah.
Hyoer to left field for a solid base hit, just the 4th base hit for the Whalers, but they continue along here as Keegan Bedell steps into the plate with 2 outs. Runner on first. Lucas with good legs. And he swings at the first pitch, pops it up, and that will do it. So 7 runs for the Sharks, and they win the game 7-0. Finn Hyoer goes the distance for the Sharks. How many hits did Monomoy have?
Well, give me a second to count it up. For Monomoy, they ended the game with 7 hits, a couple of costly errors from Nantucket as well. A couple of wild pitches from Nantucket pitching as well.
Couple of hit batters.
Couple of hit batters, too.
Again, we talked about details and those intricacies of the game, and the Sharks proving why they are the playoff team and not making those mistakes. In fact, robbing base hits from the Whalers and
getting
solid.
a strong performance from Hyoer. I know we beat him like a dead horse today, but one of the better pitchers that at least I've seen in doing a few games here on NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection. And if they can maneuver him, as I mentioned, into certain starts moving towards the end of the season and the playoffs, this team can go far, because not only can Hyoer pitch great, he was responsible. He scored 3 runs and had an RBI single, too, at the top of the lineup. That's a key if you can get the pitcher in there and also have him hit as well. You don't necessarily see that in high school baseball.
He was certainly the player of the game for the Whalers. Just 3 hits. Again, they are shut out once again. But they were in this game. The score was not indicative of the competition. I think they played another solid game. Again, the Sharks are a good team. They moved to 10-7. Whalers dropped to 2-12 on the season. Our next broadcast will be again on Friday as the girls lacrosse team takes the field at Vito Capizzo Stadium for senior recognition game against DY. Hopefully you can join us there. I know, DC, you're busy on Friday, but he can jump on YouTube and catch all the action. Thanks very much to our staff for braving the elements. A great crew here today, and we made it through a rainy day
Made
here.
it through the rain like Barry Manilow, right?
Absolutely. Great stuff here. Whalers, unfortunately, on the short end of a 7-0 score. Our final broadcast for the baseball team. So, again, congratulations to the 2 seniors going out, Felix Abreu and Shay Dwyer, our 2 Whalers seniors. Congratulations on a great career, and best of luck on your future endeavors as we get towards that senior recognition. We'll take a second and recognize our seniors. And, again, thanks very much, DC. Always a pleasure hanging out with you. Final thoughts.
Thank you, Chris. I want to thank our crew again. You mentioned them, but we'll mention them by name. Cam Christie, Frank Schott, Shakon Francis, Sean Davis, braving the elements today. Also want to say thanks to the head coach of Monomoy, Steve Porter, and all our viewers across the Nantucket Sound on Cape Cod and Harwich tuning us in today on the Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV. A young team here, a learning experience this season. Some of them will go to baseball camps this summer, hopefully come back in the spring and have a better season. But improvement. That's what I saw, at least from the few games that I started
and competitive,
with you guys in April and now moving to May and making this competitive. And, we see the guys laughing and talking out there as well for Nantucket. So, and want to thank Nantucket School District as well for having us out here.
Of course.
Setting us up with the shelter that we have right here and the tables and everything else for our cameras.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, DC, for our entire crew, including Shaquan Francis, our student operator. I am Chris Morris. We'll see you again on Friday. Thanks very much, Whalers Nation. Have a great evening. Stay out of the rain. Stay dry. Whalers lose 7-0.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Myrick O'Connell, attorney at law, providing legal services for Massachusetts residents for over a century. Learn more at myrickoconnell.com.
NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.